Hey guys, Zach here, Small Town Bourbon. Back doing another video. I did take a little break. I'm glad to be back. I'm excited about it. I did I got in on the Alabama ABC quarterly lottery the other day. Got a couple of cool bottles. I got the John J Bowman single barrel, and I got a Weller full proof barrel pick, which I'm pretty excited about. But tonight I wanted to do a video comparing the John J Bowman single barrel to the Bowman Brothers small batch. The Bowman Brothers seems easier to find to me. I got this one off of a shelf in Georgia, I believe. I have not seen it here. I haven't seen either one of these on a shelf in Alabama. I like this Bowman Brothers. I don't think it's done great on me in blinds so far, but I'm hoping the John J Bowman does a little better. I do really like the bottles. I think they're a cool design. I like the wood top. I like the pictures behind the whiskey on the bottles. I think that's really cool. Distilled in Virginia. These are owned by Sazerac is the parent company, which is the same company that owns Buffalo Trace. And I've read that they think at least some of the juice in here is initially distilled at Buffalo Trace before it's sent to Virginia and distilled again. I'm not sure about that. Neither one of these are age stated. They do say straight bourbon whiskey, so you would assume at least 2 years old. That's all I've got. The small batch comes in at 90 proof, the Bowman Brothers, and then the John J single barrel comes in at 100 proof. And this is pretty allocated around here. I've had never seen one of these in real life before I got in on the quarterly allocation the other day. And transparency, I didn't actually get in. My wife did on the allocation day, so I was pretty excited about that. But I got my beautiful wife, Jessica, to pour these in a blind for me so I could try them, see what I think, and talk about them a little bit. I hope that the John Jay is pretty good. So we will see. Jessica labeled these B and C. I'm going to start over here with B. A little spicy. It is pretty heavy on the spice on the nose for me, like baking spice, clove. It does have a bit of a fruity sweetness underneath that. And the more I smell it, the more I can smell that sweetness. It smells pretty good. Let's try it. That seems really good on the first sip. It's not, you don't taste a lot of that spice that you smell. Yeah, a lot more of that sweetness comes through. It's sugary, a little fruity, not appley, but something like that, kind of a grape, apple. And then you do get a bit of that spice in the middle. Not a super long finish, but I enjoyed it. It's much sweeter on the taste than I expected it to be from the smell. All right, let's see what C has. I'm not getting much sweet on this nose. It seems like heavy baking spice, some cinnamon. Maybe getting into it, just a little bit of a syrupy sweetness in the smell, but mostly baking spice, cinnamon is what I'm picking up. Let's try it out. That's really good. Definitely a longer finish. Maybe not as sweet on the front as B was, but there is some sugary sweetness there, maybe even a honey. A lot more in the middle of the palate, a lot of spice, cinnamon, and then the finish is way longer. Yeah, great. Like charred oak note in the back. I really like that. I think this is going to be pretty cut and dry for me tonight. I'll try B one more time. Yeah, B's still not a bad sip. B just seems lighter in the flavor. It does have more sweetness, but after that sweetness, I feel like it just kind of goes away on you. Neither one of these had my favorite nose that I've ever smelled. They just weren't blowing me away tonight with the smell, but both of them tasted great to me. C, I felt like was just way more complex, had a lot more going on all the way through the sip, stayed with you longer, and I really enjoyed the flavors that it had. So tonight I'm going to go with C. Let's find out who we got here. And as you might expect, C is the John J Bowman, B is the small batch, the Bowman Brothers. So I'm glad. I would have been pretty disappointed if the more expensive, hard to find bottle would have lost. But I don't know if I mentioned the price before. If you get them at MSRP, I believe the Bowman Brothers is like 32, 33, and then the John J is about 55. So a little bit of a price difference. The John J definitely is harder to find around here for me, but I enjoyed it a lot more tonight. I thought this was a pretty good bottle. I'm pretty excited to get to know it a little better. All right, guys, that's all I've got for you tonight. Small Town Bourbon. See you next time.